needs a lot of monitoring and supervision from civil society, because the government, I think, has tried its best and not succeeded.
You have to have civil society as part of the
supervision and monitoring of the workings and the effectivity of the police order, the police reform order.
Okay.
You need a lot of civil society.
Qaiser Saab, talking about two particular articles from the protocol itself. Article 9.2 states, anyone who is arrested shall be informed at the time of arrest of the reason for his arrest and shall be promptly informed of any charges against him. 10.1 states, all persons deprived of their liberty shall be treated with humanity and with respect for the inherent dignity of the human person, and so on and so forth. It's easy to sit in Pakistan and say that, you know, this is what we need to do. But when you look at the international community, you know, we've seen, you have Guantanamo, biggest examples. I'm going to cite.
This is our codified law. These 2 points, they are covered by our criminal law, our Pakistan Penal Code, and these are covered, not from today, from the first day when the East India Company came over and gave us Indian Penal Code, Indian CRPC, since we are having the same.
Okay. What I basically want to ask is that, you know, when you see violation of these basic human rights at the international level, the latest being the, you know, flotilla, Gaza flotilla, peace flotilla, how do you get people, especially law enforcement agencies or institutions within the country, within Pakistan, to implement this when you see outright violations at the global scale?
Well, as you say, outright violations at the global scale, those have always been there, and they're still there as we look at it. However, on the basis of that, we cannot just shrug our shoulders and say that we do not have a responsibility to come up to. And in terms of 9.2, 10.1, or even the whole document, so to speak, what we need to do is to implement this whole thing, the obligations that are enshrined there, from the very beginning, with a view that actually induces a kind of an environment or a situation which is helpful for us to be able to at least come up to the basic or the most minimum level of responsibility that is there. For example, a lot has been done about ratifications and about signing the treaties, but is Pakistan a better place to live in today, even after ratifying all these things? The reason is, I mean, the CEDAW is there, the CRC has been there for ages now, but look at the situation of the children and the women. Are the women better protected today? I don't think so.
They're in a worse situation.
In a worse situation, even though that we have had local enactment of legislation, the Hudud Ordinance, or for example, the Women Protection Bill in particular. But then the problem lies with implementation when it comes to Pakistan. And even if you look at the Article 2 of the very covenant, the Article 2 states that every state party to the convention would take adequate measures and steps, either judicial or legislative or administrative, to provide a conducive way for the implementation of this very covenant. Now,
we're sort of running out of time, so I'm just going to take the last round of questions. Of course.
I agree with everything that has been said about implementation. Another aspect which we need to consider is dissemination of this information. So, for example, these covenants that Pakistan has ratified need to be translated into Urdu and all the regional languages of Pakistan. They need to be widely disseminated through the mass media, such as you're doing right now, and we commend you for taking up this issue. No one else, by the way, no one else has taken up this issue. So there needs to be awareness raising. The citizens need to be aware of our rights under these conventions that have been ratified. We even need to be aware of our rights under our own constitution. You know, then we need to, I'm sorry to point out that under the 18th constitutional amendment, which has just recently come into effect, many of these things are somehow not gelled together.
You don't have a, you know,
so the international obligations, which are legally binding obligations, need to be brought into harmony and consonance with what is in our constitution, with the laws passed by the parliament, and with their implementation and the awareness raising and dissemination and education. The minister himself mentioned the school curricula.
Mumtaz Saab, I'd like to close with you, and you know, we've heard what's being said. What's next on your agenda? What are you planning on doing next, keeping in mind all the suggestions that have come?
Which we are doing soon after the budget session. We are, with the help of civil society and people from electronic media and different bars, we are going to go for the National Commission on Human Rights Bill in the National Assembly. We will pilot it. Now, after passing these, I would suggest that as Qaiser has pointed, that the missing person, as you have pointed out, should also be the subject covering these things, and the extrajudicial killings should also be included. So on that, there should be separate courts, separate commissions to implement these conventions. If we don't have the different commission, independent commission, independent than the government. Government has got nothing to do with it. We are just like we are also just like an NGO. I will say it, unless I am here, we are following them. We will follow them till last, because they have got a rich experience. They have worked in that domain in such a short period. Don't put us like that as the other political parties put us, that you have not done this, you have not done this, you have not done this, and in the evening they sit, come on, this accident is due to your government, this remuneration is due to you, budget. Still the budget is under discussion, but the discussions have started on the TV media.
Okay, right.
So, give us the time, and with your help, and our pledge, with the people of Pakistan, and our pledge to the spirit and the rule of our leaders, especially Mohtarama Shaheed Benazir Bhutto. Inshallah, we will not spare a moment to bring Pakistan a nation, a country equal to the civilized world.
Thank you very much, Mumtaza. Thank you very much, Tahira Sahiba and Qaiser Saab. As you heard in today's program, Pakistan might have ratified the 2 protocols, but what remains to be seen is how effective and how quick we will be when it comes to implementing our own commitments with the international community. It is this commitment that will make Pakistan a better place. Unless then, the civilians of Pakistan can only wait and see how the government reacts. That is all we have time for this week. Please write in to us at worldinfocus@ptv.com.pk. See you again next week. Till then, from me, Amrit Haq, and the team of World in Focus, goodbye and good night.